Ken Tomasello is getting his granddaughter Aspen ready for a race. This is the 10-year-old's second time in the Greater Washington Soapbox Derby, an annual day-long event on the grounds of the U.S. Capitol. About 40 children, ages 7 to 17, compete in cars that rely solely on gravity to move. With him as her coach, Tomasello says, Aspen has a big advantage over some other racers.
Because I know what's important and what's not so important in running the race.
He has accumulated that knowledge over more than 40 years.
When I was 13 years old, I saw a race on TV and I asked my dad if he could get me into it, and he did.
Tomasello says he's been hooked ever since.
I've raced, and my son and my two daughters, and now also I have two sisters that raced, and now my grandkids are racing. My son's got 3 kids that are racing in the race today.
The American tradition of soapbox derby started in 1934 in Akron, Ohio. The sport was most popular across the U.S. in the late 1940s, 50s, and 60s, when millions of Americans watched or took part in some form of derby activity every year. Steve Danahy is the director of the Washington Soapbox Derby.
The winners of D.C. will race at the All-American Soapbox Derby in Akron, where they race winners from other cities in the United States, and also cars from Japan, Germany, New Zealand, and Canada will be racing. So it's kind of a world championship.
Besides the actual race, the Tomasellos enjoy other elements. Children and adults get together on the weekends leading up to the event to build a car for each racer.
It's a fun thing to do with your kids, and it's also a nice project to do with your kids, and it's fun competition for the kids as well. That's why we like it so much.
His son Joe, who raced from age 7 to 17, says he has many fond memories with his father.
We've bonded a lot, especially driving to races on keeping the family tradition. Since I've already had 3 and now I have 2 more, I'm sure one of them won't be able to let it die, let the tradition die. I think it'll keep going, and I'll be a big part to help.
His daughters, Brittany and Aspen, are already planning to carry on the tradition.
I love the experience. I definitely would pass that on to my kids in the future.
When I grow up, I want to keep the family tradition going.
At the 2013 Washington Soapbox Derby, Aspen won in the stock division, Brittany in super stock, and their brother Brendan came in second place in the masters division.
I feel really good. You can't ask for much better than that. It's an awesome day.
Right here, ready, 1, 2, 3.
Ken Tomasello says the family will have another opportunity to bond when it makes the trip to the finals in Akron in July. For producer June So, Amy Katz, VOA News.